The Supreme Court today made a strong observation while restricting news channels Sudarshan TV from telecasting the remaining 5 episodes of its shows Bindas Bol that talks about Muslim who get through the UPSC exam until further orders. A 3-judge bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud, Indu Malhotra and K.M. Joseph heard a plea filed against the channel for its controversial program that was publicized as being unexposed to the conspiracy regarding the Muslim infiltrating government service. The court has previously refused to impose a pre-broadcast ban but had issued notices to the central government, Sudarshan News, Press Council of India and News Broadcasters Association. The Supreme Court has restrained the Sudarshan TV news from telecasting the remaining episodes of the Bindas Bol, a show about a Muslim clearing the UPSC exam until further orders, after prima facie observing that the object of the show was to vilify Muslims. A bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud, Indu Malhotra and K.M. Joseph was hearing a petition filed against the telecast of the show hosted by the channel's chief editor, Chandrachud, on the ground that it was communalizing the entry of the Muslim into UPSC. At this stage, prima facie, it appears to the court that the object, intent and purpose of the program is to vilify the Muslim community with an insidious attempt to portray them as a part of the conspiracy to infiltrate the civil services, the court observed in the order. The top court noted in the order that there were factual incorrect statements made in the program regarding the upper age limit and the number of attempts for Muslim in UPSC exams. The edifice of a stable democratic society under a regime of constitutional rights and value is founded on the coexistence of communities. India is melting pot of civilization, culture and values. Any attempts to vilify a community must be viewed with greater disfavor by this court, which is a custodian of the constitutional rights, the court observed. Senior advocate Shyam Diwan, appearing for the channel, and Chandrachud staunchly opposed to stay on the telecast by arguing that a prior restraint order will violate free speech. Claiming that the show was a part of the investigative journalism, Diwan denied that there was any vilifications of the Muslim community and asserted that the show was about a journalist unearthing details about the foreign funding from the sources that are not necessarily friendly with India. During the hearing, Justice Chandrachud said, "This is not a freedom of speech issue. When you say students of Jamia are a part of the conspiracy to infiltrate civil services, that is not permissible. You cannot target one community and brand them a particular manner. This is an insidious attempt to malign a community," the judge said. "As the Supreme Court of the nation, we cannot allow you to say that Muslims are infiltrating civil services. You cannot say that journalists has absolute freedom doing this," the judge said. The bench reflected upon the ramifications of how electronic media can be used as a tool to threaten national security and stability and pondered upon the need for putting forth regulations. Justice Chandrachud also made observations regarding the importance of having some regulating standards for television news channels, as reach of the TV is more than newspapers. Talking about journalistic freedom, Justice Joseph also observed that journalistic freedom is not absolute. A journalist shares the same freedom as any other citizens, and there is no separate freedom for journalists like in the United States. Therefore, journalists who are fair in their debates are needed. Senior advocate Shyam Diwan opposed the court's suggestions of deferring the program's broadcast till the next hearing and stated that there cannot be a pre-broadcast ban. The nature of the show is that of an investigative story and considers the issue at one hand as one of the national security and is in public interest, and there is also no enormous amounts of funding from abroad. Bureau Report.